So not my normal video. I usually do audio stuff, um, but I want to do one about computer mice. I spend my whole day working on computers. Well, working on stuff on the internet. But basically, I'm let's say, a consultant in the IT world, and I spend between 8 and 10 hours a day at my keyboard. So my mouse and my keyboard are pretty important because that's how I interface with the computer. Yeah. I've been through quite a few mice, and I had a problem. I used to have the flat kind of mouse, the regular kind of mouse that everyone uses, not a vertical mouse like these you're seeing here. And I started having a bunch of pain in my forearm, my elbow, up my shoulder. And one day I had a friend over because I work at home mostly, and he was over here and we were doing something on the computer, and I was rubbing my forearm because it was getting later in the day. And he's like, "What's up with your arm?" And I'm like, I think it's this mouse." He goes, "You need to use a vertical mouse." He goes, "I've been using one for years, and it's solved all my problems." And he's an architect, so he spends a lot of time on the computer doing a lot of like precise work with a mouse. At first, I was like, I don't really like vertical mice. It's so weird, but I got one. I got a cheap one, which you don't see here. I already got rid of that one, used it up. I got it off Amazon, and like the first 2 weeks I had it, all my pain went away, all my issues with my forearm went away. So I was sold. Now the first week I had the vertical mouse, it was a little tricky. I had to get used to it, and it was a lot like this one right here. But once I got used to it, I it got to be second nature after just a couple of weeks. And I would not go back. I have not had a lick of pain in my arm, wrist, my nothing for for like the couple of years I've been using these things now. Probably 3 years now. Yeah, about 3 years. The reason I have all these is I've settled on one recently that I really love. I really like. It's super high quality, feels right, works really well, is easy to work with, very precise, the whole thing, right? And I've been through a lot. Now, this one here, this J-Tech, this one's on Amazon, and a lot of people talk about it because it was one of the ones that reasonably priced and worked good. This one, the price is reasonable, and they've got some that have like a bunch of fancy like RGB lights on them. Whatever, it doesn't really matter after you've been using it for a while. But so let's start with this one. So this J-Tech, which you can still get this, I really like this one because it's got this little piece hanging out here. Sorry, my camera's moving because I'm bumping my desk here, but my hand rests on that. So you can see when I pull it up, my hand comes down on top of that. And so it's pretty comfortable. The problem is that this one, the mouse tends to jump a little bit, and it's a little hard to control. I've got a 4K monitor, a very wide 44-inch 4K monitor, and so it's the pixel density is very high, and everything's small and precise, right? And so it's hard with this one to keep that precision going. It jumps around a lot and makes it a little tricky. The scroll wheel is very, very cheap feeling. You can kind of hear it, right? It sounds like junk. But the mouse works, and it's worked for a long time. It runs off of an AA battery, and it's got a dongle that plugs into my computer, and that's how this works, right? In fact, the dongle slides in here when you're not using it, right in there. And most of the mice now, they do the same thing. They got a little dongle on them, or a little dongle that it comes with it, and that gives you your wireless access. The precision was a little bit of an issue, but I really didn't find something I liked much better. Then this was the last one I ordered. I ordered this one not even 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. It seems the same as, like, let's say the Logitech, the MX Vertical, right? But it doesn't feel the same in the hand. It's comfortable. Definitely comfortable with this one. I had that friend of mine came over and he used my computer. We were working together on something. He's like, "Look, give me the mouse." And he started moving around. He's like, "Holy shit. How do you use this thing?" Because the mouse is so like difficult to control. And the thing about that is that, like, if you're with like me, then I'm on the computer all day. I'm in spreadsheets, I'm in different interfaces and different systems. And, having to like be very careful with the mouse and trying to just grab the edge of a window or something, it's wearing. And you don't realize how wearing it is on you until you switch to something else. So this mouse, honestly, thank God, it's charged. It doesn't have a battery. Well, I wouldn't say it doesn't have a battery. What it has is the same thing. It has a dongle. What it has is a rechargeable battery that's built in. You can't swap it out. I mean, I guess if you wanted to go, get a screwdriver and take this thing apart, you could probably figure out how to swap the battery out. It's not like it'd be hard technically. But the battery went dead and I couldn't recharge it anymore. really just after a few months. And I could probably send it back. I think it was like $24 or something. $19. It was really cheap. But this thing's garbage. So you know what? I'm going to put a link to this and to the other ones in the video. So you can kind of go, if you go to Amazon, you can figure out which one this is. But a couple people in the comments on this one said, yeah, the battery went dead, but other than that, it was okay. And so the battery went dead on me after about 3-4 months and it just didn't work anymore. So yeah, that's in the garbage. Okay. That one's gone. I keep this one as a backup, which is what I did. That one died and I pulled this one out and I used it until I ordered these two. Now, I'm a fan of Logitech products, of their keyboards and their mice. One of my favorite keyboards is a wired keyboard that Logitech makes that you can't get anymore. I actually have one. I don't know why I keep it. I keep it just in case I need to use my current one dies and I need it or something. Or maybe it's just because I love that thing so much I don't want to let it go, but I keep that put away. The mice. So right away when you get the Logitech mouse, it's kind of amazing how much different it feels instantly. So I got the vertical and then this one came a couple days later and I thought I'll try both. I'll see which one's best. This one I measured according to the way they do measurements. Let me turn it off. I'm messing with my computer here. The way they tell you to measure your hand, I did that. And this is the one they said would fit best. And I think it does. At first I thought, is it a little too big for me? But then I got the lift. It's called the Logitech Lift, and this is the vertical MX. Now this one's like $90 and this one's like $60. There's a lot of difference between them. First off, you can probably see if we go, oh shoot, sorry guys. That's probably gonna be loud in the camera. If we hold them like that, you can see there's a pretty big size difference. And I'm gonna do some close-ups as well. I'll add in, you'll probably see them right now in the video, but that's the top. There's like the front, the back. So this one, this lift is much smaller. Now the thing with the lift is, so this one, the way my hand sits on it, it's kind of above in the air floating, right? It's kind of like you can see there's this lip on the bottom. So my hand's not all the way on the ground and my hand just on the tabletop and my hand fits really well on it. The vertical, the lift, my hand fits well on that one too, but my hand is touching because you can see it's like right there at the base, right? So my hand's kind of dragging around, which I don't mind that too much. But so this one here, it was a longer reach for that scroll wheel with this finger. And this one was really easy for me to reach. What I found though was that this one, so I had a couple of really long days recently, like it was like 8 o'clock at night and I was still working. And this one here, I was switching days back and forth between these. And this one, my finger started cramping using the wheel. And it was cramping because I was having to pull it back up like this, right? A lot. Whereas this one, my finger was already way out. I only have to move it a little bit for the same movement of the mouse or the screen scrolling up and down. Both of them, the clicking is good. Both of them, the accuracy and the ease of moving the mouse and following the mouse was so much better than this JTech. Well, a lot better than the JTech and like light years ahead of that other one I threw away. Completely different ball game. I don't feel worn out like at the end of the day like I was before because the mouse is so much easier to use. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just working, right? And it feels way more premium than that other mouse. Like, right when you start using it, you're like, wow, it looks the same, but it feels completely different. The keys on this one are a little more clicky. So you can hear, I'll put it right by the microphone. Yeah. And this one here, the keys are pretty silent when you click. Very silent. And very positive. Both of them, the very positive reaction. I like this one because it's quiet. And when I'm in a meeting, I do a lot of Zoom meetings. I don't know if people can hear when I'm clicking with this one. Because with this one, it's totally silent. You can't hear anything. So I really wish this one was silent like this one. Like maybe they made two like that. Maybe they made a silent MX. I don't know if my noise is washing this out or not, but either way, it's like self-conscious because I know I'm like, oh, I can really hear that. So it makes me a little self-conscious to use this one in meetings, I guess. I'm afraid someone's going to hear me clicking and thinking I'm working and not paying attention to them. So this one I like better because it's so silent. This one, again, I found that even though my hand fit on here well and it was easy to reach the wheel, this one was the much more comfortable one. Now, this one is rechargeable. There's the charging port right there, USB-C, okay? This one is not. What it uses I got the little paper back there. It just uses a AA battery, and this is magnetic, so you can see the two little magnets on there. So you put it on, you just let it go, and it drops in. So it's pretty cool. You just push it and take it off. There's the dongle. The cool thing about this mouse is also Bluetooth. This one, because I had installed the Logitech software because of this mouse. So this mouse, I turned it on and my computer screen popped up instantly and said, hey, we found the Logitech Lift mouse. Would you like to add this mouse? I was like, click, yeah, okay, cool. I mean, almost instantly it started working. I was going to plug the dongle in. I was about to crawl under my desk because I've got the thing hanging down behind my laptop docking station. So I was going to go and plug this thing in and it just started working with the Bluetooth, which I thought was pretty awesome. So as far as traveling and stuff, like if you need a vertical mouse when you're traveling, this would be a really good option because of that Bluetooth feature. And the nice thing they have, which I don't know how many people actually would use this feature, but I guess it's cool, is they've got a button on here and there's 1, 2, 3. And it's the same thing here, 1, 2, 3. So what you do is you keep pressing this and it'll connect to different systems. So if you've got, let's say, wireless to one and Bluetooth to another, you can press this to which one you're going to connect to. Again, I don't know why you'd want that. It's got an on-off switch here and another on-off switch here. This one feels a little more solid. It's like maybe because it's smaller and they packed everything in, so it's a little more dense than this one. But this one is so much more comfortable. Today I put this one away and I was using this one today, and it was like like a relief. Like, wow, this is so much easier. The mouse, when you're moving the mouse around the screen, like if you've got a window open on your computer and you go to grab the edge of the window so you can expand it, right? You guys have all done that, especially if you're working in IT or something. Being able to grab that window edge easily and not having to go and take like 30 seconds, especially in a meeting if you're doing a demonstration, trying to grab it and then, I missed it, grab it. That other mouse, that's the way it was. It was horrible. This one, the JTech, it's kind of like that, but not as bad. But the Logitech, man, it's almost like they designed it to like snap to the corner of the window. Like I can grab the sides of windows so easily and precisely now, and I don't miss it. I don't have to go back 2 or 3 times trying to get it. It's just right away. So it's very precise in the way it does stuff, yet it moves smoothly and not too fast. So it's very easy for my eye to track the arrow across the screen. And, I tried setting the computer settings for the mouse, with the other one, the shitty mouse, thinking, okay, well, let me change the settings. I'll do slow scroll mode and I'll do these, enhanced mouse pointer and all these other things. And I could never get it to work well. It just didn't. It's just the hardware and the way they've designed it. This Logitech, I didn't even go into the Logitech control panel because right away I was like, wow, this thing works perfect. I really like this mouse. If you're thinking about getting a mouse, yeah, I know this one's 90 or $99, right? And you can get it refurbished, I think, for like 70 or something. Look, here's the thing. If you're like me and you work all day on a computer, your chair that you sit in, the desk that you work at, everything is important. It's critical. You can get damage to your joints. I've damaged my shoulder from moving my arm like this for years and years. I've got like cartilage issues in my shoulder, and part of it's from this. other things too, but also from computers. I've had multiple doctors tell me that. So the things we use to do our job, the tools we use are important, right? That cheap mouse, I paid $99. Trust me, I was not like happy about that. I was like, oh, isn't there a cheaper one? Let me see if I can find it someplace else, maybe on eBay or something. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'll go out and spend $40 on food for me and my wife to go get like lunch or something, right? So 2 of those pays for this, and this is something I'm going to have for years. It's not going to go anytime soon. I charged it once since I got it. That was about 3 weeks ago, and I haven't charged it yet. It's been fine, and they say it'll take about 2 months on a charge or something like that. I think that's what it was, or maybe unless it was this one with the battery. But no, that's right. The battery one's supposed to go for a year on just one battery. This one will go for about 2 months on a charge, is what they said, and it seems to be that way so far. Like I said, about 3 weeks, and I haven't had to charge it. I'm not going to keep the lift because it's just too small for my hand. So if you've got smaller hands, you know, I don't. Do I have a ruler here? Yeah, sure. Here we go. I've got a ruler right here. So from the palm of my hand to the top of my middle finger is 7 inches. Right, from the base of my palm up there is 7 inches. It's not a huge hand, but it measures out according to Logitech to be medium to large. So that's why I chose this one. And I can see that this would be for someone with smaller hands for sure. This one is the one that's super comfortable. And I've been using vertical mice now for several years, and it's completely gotten rid of issues I had with my forearm and my wrist and my even my shoulder. So I definitely recommend a vertical mouse if you're having any issues. And it's just very comfortable, way more comfortable than a flat mouse. Now, when I go back to a flat mouse, it feels unnatural to me. I don't like it. So the Logitech vertical is so far, and I've tried, okay, look at, I've got the JTech and that other one. I've had like 3 or 4 others as well. In fact, when I got this JTech, I ordered like 5 of them all at once. I got them all and I just tried them all. And then I sent back the ones I didn't like, and I kept the JTech because I liked it the best out of the 5 that I'd gotten originally. This is a couple years back. And it's still a very comfortable mouse. It's still very comfortable. This palm rest really makes a big difference. It really makes a big difference in using it. This one, my palm's off the ground with it, so it's kind of the same thing. And it doesn't feel like I'm holding on to this thing for dear life or something. So the Logitech vertical, you know, these guys don't know me, okay? The MX vertical, they don't know me. Logitech, I have no affiliation with them. I bought this with my own money. I really like this mouse, and I know when I'm searching, I'm trying to find some kind of information about it. I'm going to do some close-ups as well that'll be in the video. You've probably already seen them. I've probably already placed them in there. Maybe even with some measurements so you can see the difference in size really close up. But I definitely would highly recommend. So if you've got smaller hands, then I would go with this one. This is a wonderful mouse. I mean, it really works great. Feels very premium. The tracking, everything is so good. Same thing with the MX Vertical. It's just the MX Vertical. If you have a larger hand like mine, then this one's fantastic. It really is. So that's it. I just want to make a quick video about the Logitech mouse and vertical mice in particular. But I hope this helps you out, and you guys have a great day or evening.